Hospital. Jungkook's making almost teasing. Thanks to you for her current condition. Only if you have listened to me once, then this day won't came in your life. Right now you are happily playing with your daughter and you must rejoin those moments. But there is no point of regretting now. You have played with fire and you have to face the consequence. He didn't regret what he told his best friend. He had tried to make him understand, but he was adamant in his habitual and didn't bother what he was doing. But at last he realized. As usual, he can't repair his mistake nor he can do undo the time. Time skips. It came action garden days passed, so does weeks, but you were still not able to neither forget nor forgive your husband and the hurtful incident which has happened in your life. In just one night, your whole world shattered. You was living like a soul without any myth nor any reason to live. You was sitting on the bench near the beautiful garden. Your eyes were staring the green glowing garden while your mind was lost somewhere else. You was wearing a light pink dress. Seeing the color of your clothes doesn't bring any effect or change in your life. Everything seems to stop them itself. You touched your belly and a lone tear rolled on your cheek. Your heart was heavy. You still wasn't able to accept the truth which you saw with your naked eyes. Your day was getting worse as it was changing nightmare for you. You wiped your tear as you didn't want to see quick by anyone. You took a deep breath and again lost in the green plants. Your trace was broken by the bell rang on your mobile. You answered the call without looking at the call ready after hearing the voice of the opposite person. Then you realized with whom you was talking with. It was none other than your doctor which you were consulting right now, Dr. Sanaya. You has go through few therapy and somewhere it do help you, but when you was alone again those ill memory come in and haunt your mind. Sanaya, you had your medicine? You trying to maintain your chalk voice. I was going to have lied. Sanaya, you know right how much important is the medicine for you. Then don't try to neglect any of it. Have it on time. Everything will be fine soon. Smile teasingly. You, nothing will be fine, Sanaya. Gone those days of happiness. Nothing can be undone nor it can be repaired. Even if it does, but the success can never heal from my heart. Doesn't matter how much I tried or you. It was always remain. You glued the pain while uttering those words. Sanaya, I know you, but by time maybe it will heal. We never knew what future has stood for us. You, my future already end, along with the death of my baby. You was held adamant to live in your own beliefs. Sometimes you feel like living this life or suffocating, but how long you will try to end your life for someone who doesn't even deserve. Sanaya, you don't let any of your therapy turn waste by your sorrow. I know it is not easy to accept, Nara. I am suggesting you to forgive Taehyung. But at least don't waste such a precious life of yours. You are still young. Find your happiness for yourself. Live your life in your own terms. You are the sole owner of your life. Don't think everything is over here. There are new life outside there waiting for you. Just think about it and don't let the evilness rule in you. It may take time and take as much time you want, but don't waste it. So now go and have your medicine. It is already late. I know you was lying and I am a doctor. I know my patient very well. You smiled. You was indeed happy for finding a new friend in a form of helper and doctor. Most of the time you spend with Sanaya in her clinic in all this. Sanaya have helped you in many ways. You was trying to learn to live even it was taking so much time for you to suppress from those thoughts and image. You cut the call and marched in the mansion with your active body. Jian was standing at the corner when he saw you walking in the mansion. He took out his mobile and replied a short thanks to Sanaya for convincing you to have your medicine. He knew if he tried to convince you to take medicine, you would never eat. In fact, you would never touch the medicine for the whole day. It had happened, and he preferred to take help from Sanaya, as you know, was having a good bonding with the doctor. It wasn't an easy task for him to convince you for the treatment. Jungkook was the one who helped him along with the doctor who was dismissing you before you finally gave up. After hearing the Jungkook and the doctor, he found the best doctor for his wife and ready to pay such a huge sum of money as he wants you back normal. He wants your smile back and living your life unlike now. Ironically, the incident changed his life 360 with the loss of his own blood and the lifeless life his wife was spending now. It made a big impact in his life, but yet even the innocent soul was punished due to his mistake. Pathetic ending. In room, you just after having your medicine and juice, which was sent by Jaina, your maid, you walked towards the wardrobe to take your clothes for a bath. But when you saw your wedding dress, your eyes filled up again. You touched the soft material with trembled hands. You still remember how much happy you was when you get married to the man which you love the most and how excited you was to wear the bridal dress on your body. You hold the dress in your hand and smell the soft material with heavy stonework. The same smell was still there. You can did smell your husband's strong dress around the dress. You closed your eyes and remember the first night. The night of blissful and yet too beautiful for you, but the sudden flashes of one heartful night were enough to break all the mirrors of your memory. You hurriedly opened your eyes and threw away the wedding dress of yours. Jaina, you wiped your tears before yelling for your maid. Jaina, yes ma'am, she waited at the doorstep. You angrily throw this away from my side. Do whatever you want, either burn it or throw it in the dustbin. But just take it away from here. Jaina looked at the rice which was lying lifeless on the ground as the owner already denied accepting it. Jaina, I said now you pressed your voice with a little height on. Jaina nodded and carried the heavy bridal dress and walked out from the room. You hurriedly bent to lock the door with tears flowing on your cheeks. In washroom, you went in the washroom and opened the water and stand under the shower. The water drenches your clothes and you were just standing lifeless under the flowing water. You had changed the room and now settled in the guest room. You didn't want to see the same bed or the room which you had spent with him, but it wasn't that easy to come out from his entire trauma. Every time you was trying to take a step ahead, yet again another pitiful memory was ready in front of you. You really don't know what you should do. It was getting too hot for you. You rest your body on the wall. Slowly your body slid down and you sit on the ground while the water was still flowing but not erasing your sorrow. You end up weeping under the water, pulling your knees near to your chest and weep hardly, taking out all your grief which you kept in your heart. After a few hours in dining room, it was such a tiring and pitiful day for you. Since morning your tears didn't stop to shed. You spent almost 20 minutes in the washroom, taking out all your pain, and somewhere your heart felt relief after crying out rather than keeping in your heart to let it be poison. You've been called by Jenna for dinner, and you was now seated in the dining room having your meal quietly. You was eating slowly, and the morsel which go in your mouth was countable by Jenna with her finger. You was about to take another morsel, but seeing a person in front of your eyes killed your appetite. You looked at him through the corner of your eyes. He took the seat opposite you and was about to serve his dinner, but in sudden you stood up in anger, pushing the plate away. Jaina, ma'am, you have just eaten little. You can't. You snapped out roughly. I have lost my appetite after seeing this face. If he ever wished me to have my food properly, then tell him to get lost from my sight. Your words were such a nuclear bomb for Taehyung. You just walked away from the dining room, leaving your dinner in unattended. Jaina, ma'am, she called, but there was no response from you. You didn't even wish to turn behind. You hurriedly rushed in your room as you wasn't in a mood to meet your husband. There was a reason why you didn't do this function. You wanted your husband to notice what he has done with you and what extent he has ruined your life. You want him to witness every damn battle that you was having for him. You want him to witness everything with his naked eyes. His eyes were eventually moist after hearing your praising words. His heart was causing severe pains and it was time hurting. He woke up from his respite to she. Taeyang, trying to compose himself, Jaina, after 1 hour, gave her milk and medicine. Don't tell her I told you. Tell it order from Dr. Sanaya. Jaina nodded in agreement. She could see the pain and the moist eyes of her chief. She was about to take step toward the exit, but being stopped by Jaina. Jaina, sir, you haven't eaten your food yet. Even skipped your lunch too. There were concern in her eyes for her chief. Damn, I eat or doesn't it shouldn't matter. Just give you milk and medicine on time. He walked out from the mansion and went for a long drive. In God, the dark sky with thunders was giving a sign that is going to win. The man who write his own destiny, live in pride and believe in action more than words, are somewhere lost in his own created miserable life. I have lost my appetite after seeing his face. If he ever wishes me to have my food properly, then tell him to get lost from my sight. He increased the car speed, trying to erase your words. It was damn hurting. The word get lost reflected thousand emotions and hatred. He knew you don't want to see his face. His presence only make your wound bleed again. But how can he let you go? Hypocritical. Do you ever love me? He closed his eyes for a second. Your voice was echoing in his ear. He still remembered your face, a face of shock, surprise, broken and shattered. Your tears were rolling while your eyes were staring at him like your world and here itself, along with the truth which you learned recently through your own eyes. His mistake would be always unforgivable. You can never forgive him, nor can you forget the past. His happiness ended on the day you came to know everything. There was no points of him to lie anymore. Everything was out. Everything if he tried to build darkness in your life to he won't success as you saw. You saw every damn thing that he did with her on the bed. None of the wife can be such a killing deeds of her husband. None of the wife can share their husband. None of the wife can accept the truth that there is no physical difference left between the hooker and them. The street was vacant from vehicles. He was just using the opportunity to drive more fast than before. He is somewhere wishing to disappear from this world, but he simply can't. Can't leave you suffering alone. Even you don't wish to see his face, but still he can't let you survive alone. He was already lonely since beginning. The only person who was him, but he never utilized the chances. In return, he treasured your love by being an unfaithful husband. He didn't know where his car is heading. His mind wasn't compromising with him. It was lost in deep thought. His eyes were moist and it was blocking the view in front of you. He cried Kim Tae finally cried on his face. Tear of repent was shedding from his eyes. Tae, I am sorry, you. I'm sorry. He was only able to utter these words due to the pain his throat was causing. Tae, I am really sorry. We tried, but in sudden, his eyes being reflected with a bright spotlight of a vehicle. He tried to shook his head clearly his view, but realizing the nearest of the truck widened his eyes in sharply. He tried to avoid the opposite vehicle, and in return, his car hit the strong tree beside the road. The white metallic SUV was rammed in a huge tree, ruining the in front view of the car. The mirror was cracked due to the hard hit. After half an hour, some police and an ambulance gathered near the SUV. They were trying to take him out, but his body was stuck in the vehicle. They somehow identified the car by searching his number plate and sent for notification. His personal assistant been rang at late night too late. He was finally taken to nearby hospital by the ambulance. Jungkook and Aman was already waiting by the lobby for the ambulance to arrive. Once they saw Kim Taehyung body lying on the stretcher, they rushed to him. Jungkook Taehyung, he literally shouted, making him open his eyes and look at him, which he did. Taehyung, you, he took your name several times trying to convey his message. You scar his words left unspoken. He was just trying to say that you would be scared as recently you were having nightmares. Meanwhile, in Kim Mansion room, a lady wearing white dress was lying on the bed, covering her half body with the dirt. She was sweating. Her neck was moving left and right, trying to suppress the incident. She had some giggles, moans, and groan of someone having intimate tongue. The same night, the same scene came again in your dream as the most frightened nightmare for you. Yet again, you saw a clear image of your husband having a mint. Your eyes popped out, your chest was waving up and down with your uncontrollable breath. You looked around the room and found it empty. You stared directly at the poolside, which wasn't occupied. Your eyes were searching for him. He was always there when you have nightmare. In fact, he would be turning towards you, but today he's not there. You slowly stood on your toes weakly. Your eyes were still glued on the wicket recliner. Slowly you moved backward and your body hit the wall. You sit on the ground, pulling your knees near to your chest. The only thought running in your mind was he spent his night outside with someone. Time skips the next day. You wake up with swollen eyes. You slept on the ground for the whole night, and when you open your eyes, it was already morning. The sunrise brightening the world, but not yours. However, you didn't breathe much, and you were sorry. You stood up and walked towards the bathroom, wearing your clothes. After spending a couple of minutes under the cold shower, you felt relaxed and fresh than before. You didn't put much attention on your thought of last night that you didn't saw your husband in the room. You didn't want to think anything which was related to him and his life. But there would be always a fear that he would never change. You wasn't accept anything from him, but this fear of being the victim again was somewhere killing you. You took a deep breath before walking out from the room. The moment you opened the door, you saw Jaina running somewhere holding a bowl of water. You didn't ask but wait. After a few minutes, Jaina was out from the young room, holding some cotton which was covered with thread. Several times you saw Jaina running here and there, sometimes holding water, sometimes with tray of food. You were standing at the corner which made Jaina didn't notice your presence around her. But when she saw you walk towards her, probably she thought she was going downstairs for breakfast. You, what is happening here? Jaina, nervous. Ma'am, sir, I mean, he met with accident last night. You all stayed, Jaina, puffy and afraid as for Archie. You, is he still alive? That was such a poisonful reply which can be considered as a nuclear bomb. Jaina, ma'am, she stammered and she didn't know what she should reply. Her ma'am wasn't showing any sympathy for her husband. You get my breakfast ready. I have appointment with Dr. Sanay in 2 hours from now. You walked away leaving this Jaina behind. You doesn't care if anyone feel hurt with your word, as the person who is in pain doesn't deserve any of your sympathy. But all your words wasn't unheard by Taehyung. He was standing at the doorstep to call Jaina, but thought of doing by his own. When he saw you standing and asking Jaina, he glued on the press, but in return he only get to hear your magnifying words. His REPOST and death scene didn't affect you anymore. Jaina turned behind to check her chief, but seeing him standing, she knew he heard everything. His moist eyes were the evidence that your words stabbed deep in his heart. Then, get the driver ready to drive her, it's Sunny clinic. Jaina nodded on his order. He went inside the room and locked the door from behind. He was the one demanding doctor to discharge him earlier. He didn't want to spend a night in the hospital ward. The doctor denied his request, but he being taken, he was too stubborn to listen to any of the words. His injuries weren't too serious, and he gave his word to the doctor that he would take care of himself. Once he reached home, Jungkook and Aman made him retired in his room and gave him some pain reliever. He took without hearing any issue. They left after they were satisfied and let him rest. He didn't know when the medicine took over him and he fell asleep without checking his wife. His only intention of returning home was being with you at night when you were sleeping even from far. He still wanted to safeguard you. Doctor's cabin, Sanaya. So, how are you feeling currently? Still having nightmares? You nodded weakly. Different from taking sleeping pills frequently, just try to come out from this grave by your own without taking help of sleeping pills. It will only help for few hours, but later nothing changed. Everything will be remain without any progress. I will try. You didn't want to promise on anything which you wasn't sure. Last time sleeping pills were almost taking your life as you tried to commit suicide, but nowadays you are just using one capsule with low dose. All the medicine you was taking were consulted with the doctor. You didn't take anything on purpose. Sanaya, I heard Taehyung met with an accident last night. How is he? She just wanted to see your reaction on this. You call and ask him. He is still alive. Sanaya had literally trouble hearing your reply. You was just showing the reaction that Jenna had shown few years ago. Sanaya, you interrupted. I don't want to hear anything regarding to him henceforth. He might be related to me somewhere, but I am not willing to hear his name in front of me, and looking at him is something that I didn't even wish. You put a full stop for Sanaya to even continue to take the young name in front of you. Sanaya nodded on your wish. She sometimes do wonder, will you ever forgive her husband? Sanaya, do you remember last week you signed me for a charity work in Busan? Sanaya, yeah, you denied it, right? Yes, but now I wanted to go. I wanted to be part of his work. Sanaya, are you sure? It might take days and you have to stay in Busan. I supposed to accept it, but I don't know why I denied it. But after thinking a lot, I wanted to go. Tell me the address and what I have to do. Then I'm ready. Sanaya, I will brief you everything, but before that, let's go for a cup of tea. Jungkook is not coming, and I guess you know the reason, so it is only two of us. You agreed and followed Sanaya. You knew why Jungkook refused to come, as he might be with his best friend. Time skips in newsroom. You were done with the packing all the important stuff you've already put in the suitcase. You will start from here after breakfast. You look around to check once again if you have forgotten anything here. After a few minutes, you called Gina and told her to put your bags in the car, which she did without arguing. You walked out from your room wearing a simple light dress with less work. Taking few steps ahead, you stopped at the stairs. Before continue, you turned behind to look at the door, which was currently closed from your view. You have an hour to walk back and check it without wasting any more time. You walked towards the door and literally pushed it slowly as you didn't want to disturb the respective person in the room was filled with darkness. Only the glimpse of the brightness was coming through the brown curtain to help you from taking step further. Standing behind the bed, you looked at your husband. His bruise was there on his forehead and his hand was also injured due to the accident. He is still alive. You heart ached with your own utter face. You wanted to give him more after what he did to you. But it wasn't that easy for you. You lived to make others happy, but never in your life you thought to be betrayed by your husband at this extent. He took advantage of your innocence and make you fool by making your life in darkness and being saint in front of you all the time. You sat on the edge of the bed with tear welled up in your eyes. You moved your hand to touch him to caress his cheek, but stop when it is tears reflecting in front of your eyes. You gulp your sorrow painfully. You, in your heart, how ironic, right? You destroy my life, but you yet I am standing here and adoring you. Sometimes I feel my love is bigger than anything, but I was wrong. If it was bigger, then you won't disturb me. I myself wasn't sure if I am able to forgive you or not, but I will always pray for your well being as a wife. You must fail to fulfill husband duty. But I will never fail to do my part. Take care of your health, young. You shall excel along with us from now onwards. You would be little free from the suffocating life of yours. After some time leaving you, you were standing at the doorstep of Kim Mansion and instructing Jaina on her role. During your absence, you told Jaina on what she should do and what she shouldn't. Jaina, don't worry, ma'am, I will take care of everything. She kept a small smile assuring her lady boss. You, you was looking for some suitable words to continue further. Jaina, if I mean, don't forget to inform me if anything happened during my absence. I mean everything which is related to the member of the house. Jaina, I will keep informing you, ma'am, if anything wrong happened with Sab. You look at her as you never had to be too direct. You, I am going now. Take care. You bid bye to Jaina and get inside the BMW with Mohan, who would be your driver at the entire journey of Busan. Time skips 2 hours later. Taehyung just wake up from his nap and the first thought came into his mind was about you. He shoved the blanket and rushed out towards your room. He found it vacant. He started to search the bathroom and poolside, moving to the terrace, but still he wasn't able to find you. He marched towards the kitchen to look for Jaina. He was very well aware you don't have any appointment with Dr. Sanya and you hardly go out. Then where is you today? He wondered. Taehyung scanned the kitchen. Jaina, where is you? Jaina, ma'am, went to the Busan. She started 2 hours ago. His face was worth watching. He just nodded to Jaina and walked to his room with heavy heart. You do feel the importance of him are now reducing in your life. You have never go out without telling him, but today you leave to Busan all alone without even informing or leaving any message. Why would you give importance to him when he was the sole reason of your destroyed life? Time skips 1 week later, nearly 1 week passed. You were spending your life with a smile on your face. Those smile disappeared from your face when you lent your husband truth. But now you was again smiling and enjoying life, even not hardly yet. You was in the charge of Army school. The kids were the new reason you were smiling today. Noticing their antics and kiddings behavior sometimes made you laugh loudly, forgetting your grief. You walked in the classroom with pocket of sweets and books to give to them. Every day you will meet them and play with them or teach them drawing. Sometimes you do wonder if your daughter is still there. You might be playing with you.